All right, we're live.
It's simple. It's simple.
Oh shit, I'm gonna lose. Ah,
The Most High.
yeah, y'all know what it is. It is not me if I don't fuck up the intro. Yo, oh shit, I'm like, I'm about to, it's simple. What the? Yeah, man.
Yeah,
What's
man.
happening, everybody? It's Item Most High. Y'all know what it is. I'm with my tag team partner, CT, aka Chitty Bang. What's happening with y'all, man?
What's up? What's up? And we are the Underground Professional Wrestling Podcast. Check us out on Twitter. If you're not watching this live on Twitter right now,
Come on.
RW Podcast One. Check us out on Facebook. If you're not watching this live on Facebook right now, on Reasonable Wrestling Podcast. Check us out on YouTube. If you're checking us live on YouTube right now, on Reasonable Wrestling on YouTube and on Instagram as well. We're not live there, but check us out there. Sign in, follow us, our Reasonable Wrestling Podcast. TikTok, putting some
Fuck
stuff
it.
up there too.
Fuck
And if
it.
you haven't copped
We
the
can go
hoodie,
live on Instagram. Fuck
oh yeah,
it.
we'll be everywhere, man. Just check Reasonable Wrestling everywhere, man. Come on, RW Podcast One on Twitter though. And if you haven't checked out the shop to get the merchandise, everything is wrestling. Copy your Everything is Wrestling hoodie on eiwshop.com. They're going fast. Check it out. It's a limited edition. And get it before the Rumble because if you don't know, this is the classic rumbling design. But if wrestling's a part of your life, if you fuck with wrestling, if you love wrestling, and you want to wear some fly shit to go to your wrestling events, check out eiwshop.com. There's tons of shirts out there, $10 tees as well. Holla at your boys. And it's holiday season, so it's on sale.
Holiday season, like my nigga Chidi said, check out the eiwshop.com, the Rumbling Ultra Soft hoodie right now. We got it in white and black. And like I said last time, we got it in all the sizes that you need for medium to triple X. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of the homies used to tell me, yo, y'all make little nigga clothes. You know what I'm saying? So we made it. We made sure. So y'all buy it,
We
motherfucker.
got
You know
the
what I'm saying?
yes, man. It's off. If you're a BBW, if you Slim Tings, if you anything, we got it for you there. And
Bro.
just check us out. But we're here to talk the week that was in professional wrestling.
Yep.
And there's a lot to get to because we didn't record yesterday due to our own personal circumstances, but we're here still on the week that was here on Friday, right after SmackDown. So let's kick it off with SmackDown.
Yep.
And the last big news in the wrestling world is that dun, 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 John
Good.
Cena will be returning. All right. It's been 20 years he's had a match every single year in WWE other than 2022.
Come
And that
on.
streak would have been broken if he did not announce this tag team match he's going to be having with the Bloodline against the Bloodline. Well, against Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns. He's going to be tag teaming with KO to face them on the last SmackDown of the year, December 31st in Tampa. So shout out to John Cena. Shout out to the Bloodline. You know, they're killing it right now, obviously. So it's going to be interesting, and I'm glad to see him show up. You know, I'm curious to see where this goes. I'm not sure if it's a one-off thing where he just goes back to his own business, or if he's going to be around for the
You
WrestleMania
know it's
season.
a one-off thing for him to go
It
back to his
sounds like it. It
like
sounds
what are we
like it.
talking about, bro?
I
Like,
mean, come on, the Royal Rumble's right down the corner. He should enter the Royal Rumble, man. That'd be awesome.
I mean, but to be honest, like let's be clear here. So first and foremost, like we know what we talking about when we say, hold on, let me, cause my nigga Chidi be like, yo, is this for a fake or is this for? So I'm gonna let this nigga know, like this mic is for real. Can you hear it? Can you hear the difference? Like, I'm fucking with it right now. Can you hear the
I
difference
can
in the
hear it. I
mic?
can hear it.
Man?
I can hear it. It's real.
Yeah,
It's not just a prop this week, guys.
that's what I've been fucking with this whole time, trying to make sure my nigga don't get me with the is this a gimmick?
Listen, man, it's all good if it's a
Nah, man.
gimmick.
Nah, man. So first things first, man. like he showed like when me and Chidi is co-producing right now. You know what I'm saying? Your boy John Cena is back, came up on a jumbotron, and I kind of had a problem with it because it was already kind of telegraphed that Cena was supposed to be back. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the sheets, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. I didn't
You
know. I
know,
had no clue.
but I didn't know he was coming back in this facet. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know he was
Okay.
coming back that he was coming back. And to be honest, if they're making that Christmas show, quote unquote, as big as it can be, and Roman had already said that he didn't want to challenge nobody until December 30th, then Cena could have came back next week. You know what I'm saying? Like just pure the young and the restless, all my children, soap opera storytelling or something like just something to make us come back next week.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, if we know Cena's not coming for 2 weeks, then this next week I know has a lot going on, but it's still a filler. You know what I'm saying? Because the biggest storyline isn't going to be kind of expanded on per se. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. I think the biggest storyline, I think right now in WWE, obviously the Bloodline got the thing going on with KO, and you can bridge it with KO interaction because he wasn't on SmackDown this week. You can still bridge it with KO coming on and saving the Cena reveal per se for the day he's actually going to be wrestling. Because, you know, you're not paying Cena to just show up, and just talk. You're paying him to wrestle. So, that appearance fee.
let's slide.
That
No,
appearance fee.
no,
I
no.
mean,
Hold on.
if he's gonna be a one off thing, you're gonna
Relax.
pay him for 3 weeks
You're
in a row.
paying for. I mean, we paying for 5 moves to doom, my nigga. No, you paying for that nigga to talk. Like, let's keep it honest. Like, let's keep it funky. We paying for the whole thing of Cena. You know what I'm saying? Like, we
I
ain't
mean,
just paying for my. You know what I'm saying?
but I
Like,
think that it's different when you get a Titantron and then you say you got to come all the way to fucking whatever town they're in next 2 weeks.
coming to
And
Tampa, he's going home. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, so that's
legit.
why he can be right around the corner from his house. So that's why he's there. But he's gonna get a bag real quick and go right to the crib. That's why he's waiting for Tampa. It makes even more sense why he's not there the next 2 weeks. He's like, listen, let me pull up around the corner, get this bag.
But
Let me
that, but
see,
but but that, but I
get
think
my
I think
fix.
that's but I think that's my thing though. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like I think that's for more often than not, if we're going to uh anticipate, right, Cena or anticipate the possibility of him returning, um then yeah, like if they're talking about Cena, KO doesn't have a friend in the locker room, Sammy makes the fuck up and be like, yeah, I was his friend, I am his friend, or whatever the case of it. Like, you give us that, because the payoff still of Sammy Uso being inducted into the fucking family is something that we're still waiting on. Now, I'm gonna be highly upset if we get from now until, right, we got 2 weeks of this and then Cena and KO. Now between the December 30th and the Royal Rumble, there's going to have to be a lot of things to like really progress this storyline, right? Because we know Cena is just making an appearance and then he's dipping, but this KO and Sammy, to make us really matter with the Usos, got to take a turn somehow, right? It got
I
to
would
like
like that
like
too.
like Jimmy believing in him and like, yo, I understand. Jay turning the corner and be like, bro, man, I shouldn't have trusted. Like, something got to happen for this to like
I
really
think the
kind of like.
tension is where they're going, and even today, I was like, oh, well, they're gonna. It's not gonna be a good day for Sammy and all that stuff. Like they're building that tension a little bit of wherever it's gonna go. You got weeks until Royal Rumble, so I think Cena right now is a stopgap for this angle and a good big match for the last SmackDown of the year. It's a really good match to set up and build this KO interaction with Roman Reigns. Hopefully, KO versus Roman Reigns main event Royal Rumble again, and we get to see, all right, who some interaction with Sammy and KO during this tag match, him conflicted and fighting his former best friend, and then leading to where the Roman match with KO at the Royal Rumble. Hopefully, we get there is or maybe Sammy being the special guest referee. That'd be crazy. I don't know, but they can do a lot to make sure that they continue this tension.
I had to stop rolling the joint and pick up the mic. You want Sammy to do what now? You hold on.
Oh, what?
The dragon, what
now? Listen, I'm just saying it puts him in a compromised position where he has to help the bloodline win, or he has to, officially, take out his friend. I'm not sure, or there has to be a turn from the bloodline on Sammy before then, and I don't know. I don't know which way you go. Like me, I'm a guy who I like tragedy. I like you setting everybody up for Sammy to be official Uso, and they kill him. They jump him, but you need a reason for that before that happens. If he does something that makes them say, "Oh, we officially are done with you," or maybe they use him. Or maybe he loses a match and then that makes Roman have to face KO, and he's like, "You let us down." I don't know, and then they jump him. That would set it up for like, all right, listen, we're gonna finally honorary, you're not, no longer honor, you're officially Sammy Uso, and the ceremony happens and they completely destroy him, and then KO has to come out there and save him.
You trying to make everybody trying to make this like Casino. You know what I'm saying? Or Goodfellas, or Goodfellas or Casino.
I mean, me. I like those type of movies.
My nigga Joe Pesci thought he was about to be a made man, and they splattered my guy.
Exactly. But you think he's about to be a made man, and they offed him. That's where I would go with this angle, and then it builds all this tension for Sammy to finally rebound with KO, reunite, and take on the Usos eventually. And it has to be Jay that really takes him out. Like Jay has to be the one to like really take him out.
You think it got to be Jay or it got to be Jimmy? Because I think it matters more if it's Jimmy.
You think so? Okay.
Jimmy, my dog.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna hurt more.
Yeah,
it's gonna hurt more when Jimmy got a super kick, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I feel it
after all that.
I can feel it in there.
Yeah, that's really fire.
It's a really good storyline. It can go many different different ways. I'm curious to see how it lines up. But all in all, Cena's back. Happy to see the guy. If we're getting a Cena appearance before the end of the year, I'm for it. I know maybe it could have done a little bit better, but hey, we're gonna get Cena back for one night, and I think that it extends, the length of this Roman Reigns KO stuff and Sammy stuff by getting a big moment before the end of the year. But moving on, SmackDown has some other things I want to talk about. Ricochet and Walter put on a great match. One of my bangers of the week. I haven't listed my bangers this week. I'll get back to that in a moment. But one of my bangers of the week was Ricochet and Walter, and I think Ricochet has taken leaps and bounds at the end of this year as far as his work and they're giving him time and they're giving him actual moments in the ring to build his storylines with Walter and getting the World Cup. They really are putting time into Ricochet, and I appreciate that. And that led to this match where the crowd was with them the entire night.
Shout out to Chicago. Chicago's just one of those crowds.
Of course, that too.
Chicago's just one of those.
So it's a good spot to have that match where they're going to be at the end of their seat and they're going to show them the love. But Ricochet put on a great performance, man. And he's been doing that throughout the tournament as well.
I gotta give a shout out to Gunther. He made Ricochet in that match. Not made, but he didn't make him. But he we talk about Brock. We talk about Brock all the time doing business, right? Big guy selling, big guy allowing you to get offense in. You know what I'm saying? Big guy just allowing you not to be a schmuck out there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And he was able to kind of, as he dominated this whole match, Ricochet was showing fight, but Walter made the fight that Ricochet was given believable. So I do want to give a shout out to the reigning Intercontinental Champion. And honestly, if Braun can take the title off of Gunther, so Gunther could be free to do what he want to do against Cena or Brock or whatever the case may be, I'm fucking with it, dog. So shit, Braun and Walter is what it is, or Braun and Gunther. His mama naming Walter, I'm gonna name him Walter. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, Braun and Gunther, I told you that's where they're going. Wild ago. I thought he was going to win the tournament. He didn't. But yeah, it looked like Braun might be the one to take the title from him. If not, yeah, I think that could work because Braun has not been since he's returned. He hasn't been really. He's had pretty good. He's been pretty good, you know. So
he's been pretty good. He's getting pretty good reactions. I know Jeff Jarrett have his words on
good
it,
match
everything
with
like that. But
Omos, to me, I like that match a lot.
Very, very, very great, surprising match too. By the way,
yeah, I saw it coming. Everybody else didn't. Sorry, but I was like, yeah, I'm looking forward to that shit. I was like, WrestleMania, everybody like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, nah, these guys can used to be a spectacle. But hey, I'm not just saying it just to say. Moving forward, shit. Ronda and Reina Gonzalez looks like that's heating up. Reina Rodriguez, excuse me. Raquel Rodriguez.
Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah. They changed her name so many times. I'm mixing all the names up.
Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah. So Raquel Rodriguez and you know, looks like she's next up for Ronda. And Bray, and LA Knight. I don't know what the fuck is going on, so I'm just gonna keep watching. But today we got to see that him and Uncle Howdy are two separate entities at the same, you know. So he came out. So we'll see. I'm not sure who's in there.
Well, I mean, that's what we wanted to see, right? We just wanted to make sure it wasn't Bray doing no crazy shit. Now we know it's two niggas, so shit. Hell yeah, I'm watching, nigga. That shit is intriguing, as they say.
It's intriguing, but I'm just like I hope the payoff is good because the payoff could be lame, and maybe I shouldn't doubt Bray because I never doubted him.
Now let's. I mean, we won't stay here long, but what can possibly be a lame reveal? Like I mean, like James Ellsworth, yeah, but like honestly, like what can be
like people are saying Bo Dallas. I'm like, I don't really care to see Bo Dallas.
Wow, I do. I'm hoping it's Bo.
Exactly.
I mean, but so you already disappointed then. So I mean,
no, I mean, I'm not disappointed. I'm waiting. I mean, I like Bray, so like I just want to.
You are because when you say Bo, this like yeah, like
I mean, okay, it's not Bo yet. Like we don't know. It could be somebody else waiting.
But if it is Bo, you're disappointed by Bo
because it doesn't make no fucking sense. If Bo's Uncle Howdy, that's his brother. Like, you know, like I'm like, where? So you would have to tie in like how this fucking makes sense to me.
Hold on, are you really about to do this? Are you really about to do that? That's his brother thing. They never told him as his brother on TV.
So you think that? Like, but this is the era of It's like, come on, we know. So we gotta say like, it's not like you can say Undertaker is Kane's brother and for years really believe that shit. Listen, we know who Bo is to Bray. We know what we've been trying to see, like them link up over the years and possibly be a union.
Yeah, however, but not necessarily link
up. Can't make him his uncle.
Okay, we wanted them to link up because. Okay, I hear what you're saying. We didn't want them to link up because they were the Rotunda brothers, nigga. Like nobody wanted to fucking see that shit. Yeah, or at least I didn't. I didn't want them to motherfucking be like, hey, we're the sons of Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, like give me some character. Now, my thing is this. If you like, don't nobody want to see him as Uncle Howdy. Well, who did you want to see? Barry Windham, my nigga? Like, I don't know. I'm like they're doing character work. So, like, if Bo is coming back as a character and saying, like, I know who you are, right? You know what I'm saying? Like and we're suspending disbelief, right? Because that is what I can understand what you're saying. I don't want anybody attached to him that we can see in it. And I can understand that. But if Bo ain't been doing shit, and we both agree that Bo's a pretty good worker, Bo's been was a really good NXT champion, just really kind of was just that the era that we talk about eras that he was in. It was just the era of Neville. It was the era of Sami Zayn, and it was the era of Kevin Owens. Bo, you really couldn't stand a chance down there, you know,
bro. But he made those guys like even better baby faces, honestly. So uh, I think then he got called up, and he did the Bo Leaf stuff up on the main roster.
And I wasn't really a
it
fan
didn't-
of that, but I was just a fan of that. Like I was just a fan of him doing something that was it was at the time of where people were scared of being gimmicky. Him and his brother wasn't scared to be gimmicky. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we know who Bray Wyatt is. We know he's the son of Mike Rotunda, the grand, but he doesn't play that on character, and we don't necessarily hold that against him not being Black Jack Mulligan's grandson. You know what I'm saying? So with Bo, I don't want us to do the same thing where that's not Bray Wyatt's brother. Well, Bray Wyatt doesn't have a brother. You talking about that's not that's not Rotunda's.
I got you.
What I'm saying?
I mean, hey, if you want me to suspend disbelief, it'll be harder if it was him. Put it that way. Now, but hey, I'm gonna wait and see. We see that Wyndham, and we see that Uncle Howdy and Bray are two separate entities. Bray was getting his jaw jacked and stomped out by LA Knight, and he just let him. And then Uncle Howdy comes out. LA Knight pulls out he's like, listen, I'm getting the fuck out of here. He leaves because one thing I don't like also is last week LA Knight was kidnapped, bro, and then he just next thing you see him, he's walking backstage like nothing ever happened. And now I don't like that kind of thing. I don't.
He looking for Bray.
He's looking for Bray, but like, what's the point of kidnapping somebody if they're just gonna appear next week, unscarred, like nothing happened physically to the guy. He just was taped up, and then the guy let him go. And then they did the same thing with the Miz and Dexter Lumis months ago, and I thought that kind of killed the angle until they try to revive it and say, "Oh, he paid him off to do all this stuff," and then they made sense out of it all, but. When people kidnap each other, you got to do it for a fucking reason. During even NXT, Dexter Lumis was kidnapping niggas left and right, and then they will show up next week. Like, what's the point of the kidnap? If nothing fucking happens, if they're not gone for a little while, if they are not like maimed in the process, if they're not missing, and hey, we got to go save them. What's the point of this happening? So like the kidnapping and wrestling, I think they need to tone it down a little bit.
I can't hear you on that. Now we got recency bias with the Dexter Lumis. I think he the only nigga that's been kidnapping people, and if you look at that nigga, you can see that. I'm suspending
Billy Gunn.
disbelief.
Swerve kidnapped Billy Gunn, but let me tell you.
Go ahead. I
love. Swerve been doing great though, but so he kidnapped Billy Gunn. But what I like about that is he broke his fingers, so you can see Billy Gunn. He's nursing the finger injury. So I've seen it work in a way that I'm like, all right, there's logic behind that. He got him, and then obviously, they were trying to get him back. So that's there's logic behind that. So kudos to AEW and Swerve for actually telling the story and then actually having a payoff that actually makes sense and keeping it congruent with the story. Whereas WWE has done that twice now, where I'm like, okay, it's questionable, the kidnap stuff. So, and we've seen it before.
What's the twice one if Dexter Lumis came back and made it right?
I feel like that was in hindsight. They're like, okay, how the fuck? I think they went too far down the road. They're like, how the fuck is this gonna make any sense? Because he's kidnapped. He's been in his house.
I can't.
How are we gonna? No, but hey, I could be wrong. So I'll let you. I'll let you have that.
I can't give credit to WWE for fixing hindsight shit. So I can't kill that's what I think that's where the reasoning part between me and you kick in, where we can't kill them for not having hindsight and fixing shit when they can, and we think that they fixing the Miz and Dexter Lumis on the back end. I'm thinking that nah, I think they really put some time into this cockamamie shit, which allows me to understand and know that you can supply us with something that allows us, again, you didn't mind it. Excuse me. You didn't mind Miz being kidnapped. You didn't mind it. until Miz came back, like you say, and ain't nothing happened. But then it came back and like I paid the nigga to kidnap.
Then it happened again and again and again, and I was like, "Oh God, this is trash."
Well, I mean now Dexter ain't get his bag, my nigga. So like I'm fucking some. Listen, I'm fucking some shit up too. Okay, he lucky Monroe ain't done that motherfucker because I kidnap everybody in this bitch, nigga. I know the Miz got it, nigga. They call it the Miz. What is it? The Miz Mar Mansion,
the
nigga.
Miz,
The Manor,
Mar
nigga.
Miz Mansion.
Nigga, give you our fucking money.
But yeah, let's tone it down with the kidnapping unless there's like a purpose behind it. So like, yeah, that's all I'm gonna try to say. I'll leave it there. But SmackDown was good.
But the title with the LA Night shit, you know, I do feel you were like he got kidnapped. He doesn't have the physical appearance like Billy Gunn, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't like LA Knight is coming back and like, let me work Mustafa Ali or some shit, my nigga. Like that nigga's hard stopping and like, nah. Where's
but the
Bray?
dude was kidnapped last week with a cliffhanger. They showed a video of a QR code that released of the guy touching his face and putting the mask on him and tape, and then that's it. Like, what's the point of Howdy doing this? And I hope we get an explanation that makes sense, because I think that if you're telling a story, you know, I like it to just be congruent and just like make sense, because I think that just to kidnap somebody just to touch their face and put a mask on them is weird. And now, granted,
I think that's hello. It's a nigga named Uncle Howdy with a dry tear on his face. Like, yeah, all this shit weird, nigga. I think that's the story. This shit weird, cuz like, you know what I'm saying? Hell yeah.
Yo,
think,
like
but you going back to saying I'm watching a movie.
Yeah.
It gives it context now because you like, yo, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You haven't lost me yet.
You haven't lost me yet. Yeah, no, not
at
even.
the end of it, if it pays off, I'm gonna be like, that was riveting. That was
exactly. So I'm gonna keep in tune because we've had Bray for like 2 months now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Niggas is not feeling him. Niggas.
Damn, yo, they like that.
Niggas is not feeling Bray.
Word. Bro. Okay.
Not feeling Bray.
Damn, yo.
They feel like my nigga is stealing company money right now, dog. They do not fuck with Bray Wyatt.
But how do you not fuck with Bray, but you fuck with like the Matt Hardy shit? Like, I don't get it.
I'm about
like,
to tweet, nigga. Do you think
this is better than Matt Hardy?
Company money, yes or no?
Oh God, I feel bad even tweeting that, dog. It's our favorite wrestler, dog. Oh man. But yeah, SmackDown. We'll see how it goes with the LA Knight stuff. I tuned in for that this week because like, oh, you gotta tune in for Bray. Somebody tweeted something like that. I was like, all right, let's see. And it was just a reveal of Uncle Howdy. I guess that was the special thing about that.
I mean, and to be quite honest, that is dope because I mean, we've been talking. I mean, clearly we brought it up. Well, I brought it up, and I don't know how you felt about it when I brought it up, but I'm like, shit, if it's Bo, I'm glad to see Bo back. You know what I'm saying? And I think you ho-hum the idea of Bo being back, but I thought you thought it was Bray playing two characters and all shit. And honestly, I'm tired of that. Like, this is a new dynamic, right? I'm tired of Bray being the duality of I'm the Fiend and I'm Bray Wyatt, or I'm Bray Wyatt and I'm the cult lead. Like, to have real life, I'm not doing this. And you know what I'm saying? The LA Knight slapping a nigga and stumping out this nigga. Now Bray can still maintain the babyface element because he has a literal
he has
exactly.
That ain't me, you know.
It
but I just want to see him wrestle, man. I just want to see him actually wrestle. Hopefully, maybe get run. I just like
that's not why we love Bray.
That's part of the reason why I like Bray. I mean, people say they don't like wrestling. I do. I like the character develop because when he has matches, he's had matches. Like, I like Bray's wrestling. I'm sorry, man. Like, I like what he does in his matches, whether it's with Seth Rollins, whether it's with John Cena, whether it's Roman Reigns, whether it was with anybody, along with what he did with freaking even with Braun Strowman. I like me personally, I'm a fan of him working. So him getting a culminating angle with LA Knight, I'm curious to see how the match plays out. Really, you know, and I want him to you know, I don't know, like, get some momentum behind them. Put it that way, because I like what he's doing.
He has momentum, IG. But look at the landscape of the company. So let's keep it rolling. Like Bray in the pecking order of the business. Yeah, he came back to a massive pop, but where do we put him? You know what I'm saying? Like where do we put him in a pantheon of right? We know the tribal chief is top dog, okay, and now we done mapped out, challengers from like, okay, let's throw it out there. Bray versus Cody. I think I want to see more of Cody of what he got. I want what he got to offer. So no disrespect to Bray, I like to see Cody over that. Let's go to Kevin Owens and Bray. Okay, I would like to see Bray. Bray's on a but Kevin Owens has history. He's been there. I think when we talk about working, right, I don't mind seeing Kevin Owens put his fucking body on the line to tell a story and things of that nature. So I'll take Kevin over Bray in that aspect. Like I just don't know where we slide him at. Seth Rollins.
You should slide him at the top.
Over Bray. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bobby's
slide
over
him at
Bray.
The top.
Like,
slide him at the top, man. He's a baby face. Slide him against Roman. I think that right after War Games, it could have been Bray and Roman. Obviously, you got the KO stuff in the background with the Usos going on too. But Bray and Roman, like, if he had like, listen, guys, I can't deal with this KO shit. This nigga Bray, we all know me and his history. I need to get done with this shit and move on.
But he's been done with Bray. Like, that's what I'm thinking. That's
Not this version of Bray. Bray needs redemption.
But this version of Bray has nothing to do with Roman.
But so, you like, can make it story. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that like this version of Bray can do anybody. Neither does LA Knight. Like, so, like, but they're using him to get LA Knight some more time on screen, which is where they want him. Good shit, because he's working with somebody who has potential as a new star, and he's getting a big rub with working with Bray. So this is really to make LA Knight. But with this opportunity with Bray and Roman being a heel and him being a babyface, we've never seen that dynamic before. So
we said that with Rollins too, and we want that more than Roman and Bray.
What do you mean? Like
the dynamic of a baby, of a babyface Rollins and a heel Roman. We said that
we don't want that more. I want Bray more. You may want Seth Rollins as a babyface against Roman more. I want Bray as a babyface against Roman more because I think that Roman being the guy to antagonize the guy who's tortured him and say, listen, you've been a tortured soul and there's nothing you can do about it. And I'm the tribal chief and having him be tormented by Roman, I think is a like changing of the guard, changing of the roles. I think it was really a really entertaining story. And him, needing that redemption.
You talking about killing momentum, my nigga. Roman, like, Bray's not toppling Roman. Right. Well, you say slide him at the top, right? And
slide him at the top, but you all know Undertaker would slide at the top until somebody else came to fuck his shit up, and then boom, he has an angle with Kane at WrestleMania. Like that, he doesn't need a title. Like, but people would debut against Undertaker just to fuck with him and say you're the top dog. So LA Knight could have came in and bumped into to Bray and costed him the title, and then boom, from February to WrestleMania, you have LA Knight and Bray. Like that's how I see the whole thing landscape. But I don't know. Maybe they got different plans for Bray going forward, and they want to get LA Knight moving. But to me, like I said, once you got LA Knight with Bray, he's a victim because you still need Bray to get that first victory. To me,
and that first victory is great against LA Knight. It's not he doesn't like my thing is like, okay, he gets a victory against Sami Zayn. Okay, he has to go through the bloodline. Okay, he has to go through He's literally telling the story of every other person. So like that doesn't make him special. Like I think
the way that Bray does his storytelling does make it special.
Okay.
I think that it's not just gonna be simple of like, because at the end of the day, anybody gotta go through the bloodline right now. It doesn't matter who's facing Roman. You gotta figure out how you're going to defeat this guy. The whole reason why Austin Theory didn't go after his title was because he got the whole crowd behind. He has the bloodline. I'm cashing in my Money in the Bank United States Championship. But Bray coming back, having that impassioned promo, if it was interrupted by Roman saying, what are you doing here? And I need you to acknowledge me because I want you to understand your place on the pecking order. I want you to understand that you have left, you were fired, and you are no longer relevant. And you're not on the island of relevancy. So acknowledge me as a tribal chief so we can be copacetic. I don't want to have problems with you. And he refuses to. and then you get six freaking solo on him or Sammy or the Usos. That right there is entertaining. That right there, and then Bray has to say, "Listen, for me to get my soul back, to get my passion back, I gotta defeat Roman and the guy who I've always saw as the chosen one."
But that
You
had
know,
nothing to do with what they were building towards war games or any of that other stuff. That nah, I get it. Like, can you slot Bray Wyatt in at war games and like yeah, but like
you
if
can sl-
and
or
that's my thing.
you can slot him in after war games too. Like whether it was, I think that you can go either way. I think that what they did at war games was great. Put it that way, great. Don't need Bray, but right after war games, we haven't seen Bray and Roman even cross paths at all, and they're on the same show, and we all know the history between these guys. So just if Bray came out to cut another promo, and he's dealing with this internal battle of who he's trying to be, and Roman just like picking at him, like, listen, I know who you are, and um, you know, I need you to understand who you are now. I need you to understand where you are in the pecking order now. And that side of you, I'm glad that you're working on that self, but I need you to go back home, or like get away from here because you're not, or whatever it is. And Braylon's like, no, I have purpose now. I have a redemption angle, whatever it is. That's how I would put it, but that's only because I'm a huge Bray mark. So like I understand. Listen, not everybody's Bray's not for everybody. I want to see Bray face Tribal
You're
Chief at
talking
some
to a
point.
nigga that is for Bray, like Bray's for me.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. So I mean, but you're
Yeah.
arguing me as if you don't want to see this, and
No,
I'm like,
I
damn.
am. I am because we talking. I'm literally like, yeah, Bray. I'm a Bray mark, but I mean, I'm also like I'm saying reasonable and in the pecking order. Like I understand you saying after work. This is after work games, right? It's only
Yeah, I
been
would have done
it's
it like in
it,
December. Yeah.
it's right. So it's been about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? And I think realistically, in this time, a lot of people are quote unquote. This goes back to like you like I want to see him wrestle. You want to see him wrestle because you quote unquote bored or the storyline is not picking up the way it needs to like again the way that a Bray Wyatt story that we're accustomed to will go. Now I will say this: rushing him to wrestle when I don't know how comfortable he is, right? Wrestle like maybe we're doing a gradual thing here, right? Well, maybe we're
Okay.
like, okay,
But it's been
I'm
like 2 months,
back.
so you can. It's been gradual for sure. It's
I
been
mean,
real,
two,
real
I mean,
gradual.
what is 2 months when he hasn't necessarily been on? He doesn't do live shows, so it ain't like he's doing the loops and he's been on TV of 2 months, 8 weeks, 6 weeks, right? It's still getting out in front of people is still telling people who you are, why you have a redemption story. When you left, you was the fiend, my nigga. So what are you redeeming for? Like and I hear you.
He
Like
said he
I'm
lost
not
people. He said it in his first promo. So
right,
that's enough right there. You don't need to
but you can't
tell.
say one promo was a championship. That's my thing. Like that one promo is like, yes, we're gonna lay the groundwork for Bray to be a redemption story, and then in the next 5 weeks, make it matter for him to fight Roman. Like, I don't think that would have been the best utilization for me, right? I don't think that's the best utilization of our guy
Okay.
because I hear you of the don't want to waste them, but I do think that if he's here for the long haul, then we don't have to rush it.
I got
Because
you.
because also we're talking about our booking, right? We have Roman still holding on to at least one title after WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? So if we're going to tell this story, like Roman has a lot going on, right? And that's why I'm saying to put Bray in that. I think it takes away from what we talked about, Cody and The Rock and Kevin Owens is a great filler, right? Like you say, as a Royal Rumble rematch, like there's a lot of things that Bray would just be his ingredients to the gumbo doesn't
So let me ask you.
take it over the top. You know what I'm
Okay, I got
saying?
you.
Like,
Even though I would like to see it, I got you. Would
yeah.
you want to just hold off on Bray until Cody is champion on Raw and bring him over there? Is that what you want to see?
There's only a couple of wrestling families, and you know what I'm saying.
I
So
got you.
I think Bray is definitely, I think, in a great predicament because the tweener of him and him as who we know him to be and who he's not quote unquote, but who he's trying to be, along with this character who's trying to again draw him right, the character development, draw him back to who we know him to be, right?
Mhm.
If that guy is going to stay on the side of him and give him those looks and give him that, like, you know what I'm saying, and give him the, then yeah, let Bray simmer, let Bray build that, let Bray, because we don't know if he's gonna go baby against Roman or if he's gonna go heel against Cody. And I would love for Bray to be in that position for us to have something
All right.
to kind of wonder about.
All right. Then, if you guys are hearing us, Bill Bray as a tweener by the
The
end of WrestleMania.
Bill Bray.
Bill Bray by the end of WrestleMania. I want this guy in the top angle. Put it that way. I mean, his return was so impactful. One of the most viewed videos and moments this year that I think it would be a mistake to not really go all out because he means so much to so many people. So we'll see where it goes. LA Knight, more props to you. Great talker. Getting a great rub right now, and I can't see what goes on with him going forward. But
I mean, but and they're doing a great job with the turn of him, right?
yeah,
Because he was a hot baby face. We wanted to see him. Who the fuck's this Max Dupree nigga? Now LA Knight is back, and he's like, "Let me talk to you. Shut up, you fat pig." Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I
yeah.
fuck with that nigga.
Nah, I
You
fuck
know?
with LA Knight. He's doing his thing, man. Shout out to LA Knight. But that's all there is to really talk about with SmackDown. I know we went pretty long on that. Let's move over to some hot topics of the week. We had some big news, well, on multiple fronts, but we'll talk about Sasha Banks first, and we'll go into the next topic. Sasha Banks will be at Wrestle Kingdom in Tokyo Dome this year. Can't wait to see her match. Honestly, I think Sasha Banks right now is one of the best workers in the world. If she's always been, honestly, for the last, like, I don't even know how long, like, you want to call it, last 8 to 9 years, she's been one of the best workers. Um, and I think her being in a different environment in New Japan is going to give her some freedom to, see what she can do with some of these girls out there and to work a different style per se. And I want to see what that looks like. Maybe it's similar to what she did in WWE. Either way, we haven't seen her in a long time wrestle. So it's going to be awesome to see her back wrestling. But this means, and the news came out that she's officially done with WWE. Her contract was in negotiation for some time in WWE back in the, I guess, summertime. With her, we still don't know about Naomi. We do know that for her, they did not come to an agreement. There are rumors that she wanted more money. I don't know. Let's not speak on that because who knows what the real deal is. All we know is that they did not come to an agreement, and she is not under contract as
The
of
rumor
December
was
31st.
the rumor was she wanted a bag like Charlotte and Becky. The rumor, and if you pay attention to her podcast with Steve Austin, she was very candid when she said she's not asking for shit no more. And I feel her on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you are deserving of something or when you've earned something or when your sweat equity, right? That's big when we talk about right, ownership, right? WWE trademarks that name of Sasha Banks, so she doesn't technically have ownership of that name, but she put that real life sweat equity into that fucking name. So when you don't give me my compensation on that, like, come on, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, like, or when I'm not treated in the respect or the manner that I feel like I deserve of that sweat, because
she's earned it.
Sasha the only one I get. Charlotte goes out. She has her injuries. Charlotte goes out. She needs her time. Charlotte goes out. She has her surgeries. You know what I'm saying? She comes back a new woman. Becky, she comes out. You know what I'm saying? And she's a mom, and she's doing the recovery and the maternity leave and stuff like that. Sasha needs some mental health, and like, that bitch, that dirty black bitch, she's ungrateful bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like Sasha, she's the only person that gets that. And like, so between that and knowing that I am the absolute best pure worker on my gender side of this fucking roster. Yeah, man, you got do what's necessary.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
we all were in support of Sasha when she left. Me and you, we talked about it in the past. She's a special talent, generational, if you might say. Her coming up in NXT was, she grinded, man. Mercedes Vernado is going to be all right with or without Sasha Banks as a handle. Obviously, people know her as Sasha Banks, which is going to be what she's going to be known for the rest of her life, mostly. But she also was in The Mandalorian, and she got a bag for that, And when you get that check, it might change the way you look at some other checks. Like, hey, man, yo, and she's been doing a lot of.
Bro. Listen, when WWE say I want to be the Disney of wrestling, and then the Disney of
Disney comes in, it's like, yo,
the Disney of Disney came through, nigga. You was like, oh, you the Disney of wrestling?
And I went to the actual Disney. Yeah,
they don't treat me like that over there. You know what I'm saying? But again, Sasha's also in a situation where she goes into a new situation and she's not expecting what she's expecting on the other end. You dig what I'm saying? Like in WWE, she is expecting that training, that dressing room. She is expecting a hand and foot treatment. She is expecting for her to get the steak before the fucking, like, she's expecting all that because I deserve that. I'm not booking my flights. I'm not driving my own plate. Like that, I'm a star, nigga.
She's a legend. She's a living legend, honestly. Sasha Banks is a living legend. I'm with it, and she's earned it. She's thrown herself caution to the wind on multiple occasions for our entertainment for years, and she put the, like you said, sweat equity in. But seeing her do it now in Japan, New Japan, it's just, I'm proud of her, more than anything, because it's not easy to leave your home and then go out and venture on your own. And she's at New York Fashion Week with Naomi, killing it. She's now doing movies and all this stuff, and it could be scary taking that leap from where
It ain't scary. I can tell you right now. She saw Cody get the big reveal at WrestleMania. She saw that they negotiated the contract. She saw that nigga a producer. She saw that nigga got a tour bus, and like, I gotta fight to get a storyline. Are you fucking kidding me? This nigga Cody come from the competition and he's thrusted into a WrestleMania quote unquote co-main event, my nigga, and I'm the opening act. Are you fucking kidding? Where's my suitcase? Where's my fucking suitcase, Johnny? Here go your bitch ass funky ass titles, nigga. I'm gone, and I can completely listen. Now, one thing I do want to say publicly, Raj Giri. Me, I am here, the Most High Chris. I ain't know if you knew what the fuck you was talking about, because I'm gonna be straight up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas in this industry do go off of speculation, go off of feels, go off of, you know what I'm saying, like I thinks, you know what I'm saying? Shit, we doing it right now, nigga. Like, I ain't got no journalistic pedigree in this motherfucking thing, and here I am saying I believe, I think, I believe, I know. Shout out to you for actually doing the fucking work and knowing and being out in front of the story. And this is how you build the equity of, and you don't need the trust from us again, but we are the consumers of the business, and this is how you become Woj bombs, right? This is where you become the Geary bomb, the Raj bomb. You know what I'm saying? The Schefter if you can continue to like just be listen, Jay Glazer, right? Jay Glazer's in the industry, and he's like, yo, I don't want to be in it because it takes too much out of me to like, because he said he triple checks his stuff. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Raj Giri, triple checking this shit, being the Jay Glazer of this shit. Y'all can run ahead and be first on the tweets and stuff like that, but I'm gonna be right. So shout out to you being right. I love being right.
Anybody who's gonna put the work into find
I die
out
on being right, my nigga. So shout out to being right, cause
anybody's gonna go out there and get the truth. I more props to them, honestly. I only can speak on personally what I feel about the situation with Sasha going out, leaving. I think she's a supreme talent. So I'm just more happy for her, and she's been doing great things outside of WWE. Even if you, even if you like know you can do it and you've done Mandalorian, it can still be scary to go out there and do these things and not be in your same routine and same comfortability of what you've known for the past, decade.
But
So
I think
plus,
what gets her, I think what gets her by though is the extreme support. Again, the support, right? The support gives her confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, she's gonna be known as Sasha Banks for the rest of her life. But again, the support of us knowing who Mercedes V is gives her the, because that was the mental health shit portion of it too, right? Let's reasonable wrestling. That's what we do. That's the reason why she took a step back, a separation from this, because there was no separation in this, right? People only saw her, demanded of her, knew that voice, knew that hair, knew of those move sets, right? She did not have a grip of what Mercedes wanted to do or what that next aspect, because like you said, she's a living legend in wrestling. She
yeah,
didn't did it all.
she was
She
becoming
wanted.
Ric Flair. Ric Flair literally just said in his like, listen, Ric Flair is not a character. I live it like that's who he is. He's gotten to the
Yeah,
point
but no,
where
no, yeah,
whatever
yeah.
his real name is like no longer exists. Ric Flair is who he's been for a very long time, and that's the only person that exists right now. And
But
Mercedes was trying
but
to find that balance between Sasha Banks and Mercedes, and you got to do what's best for
I
you.
don't think that there's no balance when you become that star though. I think that goes back to like how rare it is to see somebody like LeBron James, right? When you're a child star or a child athlete or prodigy or something like that, it's rare for you to continuously be under that spotlight and not have a fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how LeBron James had that mental capacity to do what he does, to be someone that's been scouted at the age of 15 and now he's 35 and 36, and he hasn't had a blemish on his record. Derek Jeter, you know what I'm saying? Like, but again, we talking about those are real people. When we talk about child actors, right? There's a lot of people who regret taking some of the roles that they took because that's the only person that they see when they go in the audition room now. You're like, damn, nigga, like, nah, Chris McLean is an actor. Like, I played this character. Like, I played it pretty well, but I could possibly
You're
play this one pretty good
typecasted.
too. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think again, Sasha Banks is not even typecasted as anything other than Sasha Banks, right? And I
Well,
think
I'll say this: in the world of professional wrestling, people I think accept that you're doing an act. Like it's not like she's Steve Urkel, where
really,
I do. It's not Steve Urkel. Literally cannot play anything else, and his career has been over since. So at the end of the day, now it's acting career. But Sasha left WWE, went and did Mandalorian as Mercedes. Had a role. Now she's going to New Japan. She's gonna be Mercedes V. Is she gonna be able to wrestle still? Now, yes, we will know her as Sasha Banks, just like we know The Rock as The Rock. But The Rock is so much bigger than his WWE tenure. And I think that she has that potential, and that's what I'm getting at. She can do not necessarily be as big as The Rock in film, but whatever role she takes, she's gonna be huge because
absolutely.
she got the personality, she got the look, she got the work ethic. So I
Let's
don't have no worry about her.
I don't want to. I want to pivot to somebody else who I'm not worried about, who got the look, the image, and the work ethic.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to our former and, and second longest reigning and probably most beautiful NXT Women's Champion of all time. Mandy Rose, ladies and gentlemen, has been released. Like, what the fuck is going on? So we like you say, lives, right? So we haven't really been tapped into each other like we usually. But this is my motherfucking brother. But like, usually when shit happens, like we on a group chat or we texting like, "Yo, tune into NXT. It's gonna be crazy." We didn't talk on Tuesday. It was not a single fucking text dispersed, but like, yo, Mandy's wrestling Roxy. Now, mind you, my nigga Cheaty has been saying Roxy needed to be the one to take
Top
the
rocks,
title
baby.
off. Like my niggas been saying, like Mandy needed to lose the title. Roxy's the champion.
I called it
like,
again.
Like he called it like, yo. I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
I'm arguing with this nigga. Who could he get a title to? Nigga, Indy. You could get it. Nigga, you can get a title. Anybody. They give him the Roxanne Perez. I'm like, Roxanne Perez. Like,
He's been here for like 2 weeks. I was like, get a title to her. And she was there for like a week. I was like, yo, give it to Roxanne Perez, yo. She got it.
Like,
she got it.
Yeah. So,
Listen, man.
Tuesday we don't talk. Roxanne Perez, cool. She won the title. We think Mandy and Toxic Attraction did what they needed to do. They getting sent up to the main roster. Boom. All is well in the war. You know, kids got me up at night. You dig? So like rumblings again. Shout out to Raj Giri. I'm here. Here we go. Rumors is Mandy is you know like got some backstage heat. Like that's the reason why she lost the title. Whoop-de whoop. Nigga, she ended up getting released the next morning because we like, what the fuck happened? Now we know being in the loop. Shout out to Mandy doing what she do. We knew she had a above board situation where niggas can go get their issue. You know what I'm saying? Like Mandy allowed niggas to get the issue. But what we did not know is that Mandy was running a underworld slumlord.
Damn, yo, you really gonna say like that? Listen, man, like it's racketeering, yo. Listen, Mandy was making a bag outside of WWE in a way they did not approve.
Yo, it's not no bag, cuz she was making smut, nigga. She was making.
Hey, listen, we ain't shaming nobody.
Hell
on this
nah,
podcast.
Nigga,
Nah, do your thing.
Nigga? Who got a login share?
Do your thing, Mandy. I mean, I'll say this.
Set the password, nigga. Yo.
Oh my God. I'll say this, man. Do whatever you can do. As you know, I support anybody making a bag as long as you're not hurting anybody. So at the end of the day, more props to Mandy. She's a beautiful lady. She's very obviously sexual, you know, representation on WWE.
Yes.
But there's a lot of you know, conflict in opinions of like, oh, WWE promotes sexuality, but she can't have her, you know, fan site and she can't do it. It's a little bit different when you see like as I think Ray put it, like she had like a brunch menu of
she did
of content
Yeah.
that you can select from, and it got more increasingly racy over time.
Bruh, it's first of all, anything that has the title secret, okay, is Mandy's secret menu. Now, my guy, I don't know what to tell you, but this is the starter package. Okay, toe photos.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, I get it. That's okay. Feet photos. So it's not just you just get the toe and then you get the feet.
She ain't giving the whole feet on the first package. You getting the toe. Damn, she's making money up in the toe. Yo, every inch of that body's being monetized.
Yo, then we got the small sports bra, the explicit gym content, which is post, pre, and during workout. And then this is in the starter package. She's rating dicks.
Okay, there you go. That's the first red flag right there.
I mean, that is the bruh.
That's the first. Yo, imagine the fans get a hang of that, and she's out there cutting a promo, and the chant is "Rate my dick, rate my dick." Yo, that chant would be crazy, dog. Like, listen, WWE cannot.
Yo,
WWE cannot
fuck rate my dick. I'm sending her $25. What are you talking about? She about to rate it. She about to rate this dick.
Fuck that shit, man. Yo, why would anybody pay $25 to get their dick rated?
Are you kidding me?
Yes, no, I'm not. I've never understood the appeal of that.
Okay, it's like, why would you pay $25 for a shirt? Okay, like we're only going, like, you know what I mean? Like,
You
Mandy
actually
Rose,
own a shirt
I feel you. And
rather
I'm
than saying, "Oh,
Mandy, hey,
Mandy gave
modern
my
day
dick a
Trish-
6." Oh my
the
god!
modern day Trish Stratus rated my dick a 7.8. I'm putting that on my Tinder profile if I'm
Yo,
single. What are
she's
you
gonna
talking
be
about?
she's giving you guys all above 7. Like she's all y'all getting above 7 because you're giving her money. Like it just makes no fucking sense. Like she might say like 7's being nice for most of you niggas because so she's like, listen, he paid me money. I don't want to give him any.
Listen,
Imagine you pay $25 to get told your dick is a 2. Like fuck out of here.
I mean,
I
niggas
want my
will pay
money back.
$25 for worse. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all, I'm paying for insult for Mandy. I guess is
Oh
what
my
niggas is
god,
saying.
that's people are into that
so
degradation shit.
so that's the starters. Okay,
Damn,
this is
this
the main course. This is the main course. Okay, closet play, meaning I try on different outfits and I'll send you videos of me stripping.
Okay.
Thong no bra video, mirror content, in the bed content. Just let me know. Professional nude photos. These will be only for top subscribers.
Okay.
Slow motion complete ass video. Mirror on all fours content. I mean, Mandy.
She's
I
giving it
get
up.
in this, but this is my thing. This is what and I'm glad we're here. I get niggas is saying like WWE over sexualized Mandy Rose and like they feel icky that she got WWE never. I mean, I get it. I know what they used. I know what they did. I know what they used to do. I know. I understand it.
Bra and panties, Playboy. That was 20 years ago. Though.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
But tell me right now, have you picked up a modern day version of Playboy? And I want to know if it's the same type of Playboy that niggas got in the 90s or in the early 2000s. I mean, things have got progressively better. And I get you don't want to give people credit for growth, but I am going to say that WWE does not do bra and panties matches right now, so they can't necessarily say, hey, we're over sexualizing Mandy Rose to the fact that we can allow her to do all four content on some, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not Sable, it's not Trish Stratus, it's not Jackie. Like, this is, I can understand if they were hypocritical of shit that they were doing in the early 2000s, but we talking about a Me Too movement that's happened. Like they've steered away from and literally, I get it. They tried to sweep it under the rug, but they let one of the most powerful men in entertainment, regardless of the fact of how it looked on, he still got his voting power, all this type of shit like that, but he had to step down. Like he doesn't control stuff because of the new
allegations,
time.
yeah,
exactly. So like
sexual allegations, yeah. I think if you don't
same.
understand why they released her, you're kind of slow. And not slow. I don't mean to diss people, but the fact of the matter is, like, you're not really thinking that deeply into this as of like where we are in the climate. You're not understanding that her being sexual in like a bikini or having the belts on her is not the same as her, like rating actual dicks and giving her complete new body online when she still is under a PG company. So they're publicly traded, and it just is a liability at some point. Now, I don't think WWE wanted to do this. Like Mandy Rose had a great reign in NXT, and she was getting better and better over time, and she's very talented. And outside of her sex appeal, she's very talented. So, I do believe that they wanted to keep her, but they made it hard for her. And there people are saying that Mattel has a deal where they can't have, certain type of figures for people who are, doing that kind of content or racy content. They don't want the kids getting the action figure and saying they can also see her body.
It's not necessarily action figures. I think more, or that I do agree with that, but I do believe like this borderline sex work, right? And Mattel can't make kids toys of someone who's doing sex work.
Yeah, right? As much as we've been progressive on that sex work front, because I think that, me personally, I think sex work is a real
you can't
job.
Make no kids toys of a sex worker.
You got to choose. You can't pick both sides of the fence of being a kids worker, doing Make a Wish foundations, and then also doing OnlyFans. Basically,
Listen,
you know,
my
I
my
mean,
my
not
nigga,
while being with WWE at least, so you can
my
do it on
nigga
your own.
Brian Pumper cannot come into WWE and get an action figure. Okay, that just can't happen. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like that. That's just now. I have to let you know that we are not done with the menu, but I am just going. I'm just going. I'm just.
Go
I'm
ahead.
just going to hold on. Hold on. This because this is reasonably late nights. Let me just read you the late night desserts. Okay, the late night desserts is shower photos, shower videos, sexy toy content
Okay,
with friend content, bed content.
that's very vague, but we can all assume that
What's very vague? Sexy toy content is not vague at all.
that can be like, hey, look at this toy. It's really sexy. I don't know. She'd be rating toys. I mean, I'm trying to give her some. I'm trying to give her some bail. Okay, I'm trying because she didn't say she's gonna be using them. She just said that it's sexy toys.
It's
But that's the thing about it.
$85. She better use it.
$85, yo. Shit. That's the whole pay-per-view.
The
That's
whole pay-per-view.
that's plus. Yo, oh my god. It's like, okay. It's like, yo, that's my yo, listen, hey, and then you got, like, with friend and all that stuff. So yeah, it's very insinuative that she's doing actual softcore pornography. So it's a bit much. It's a bit much, man. You can't be under our company and do that. So I get where WWE's coming from. I just feel this is an unfortunate situation. And Mandy
Unfortunate.
Rose is she gonna be
But
all
shout
right.
out to it. But again, that's why I was about, that's why I made the pivot. Shout out to a woman who gonna be okay
She gonna be
without a
all right. Yeah,
WWE check. Without a
yeah.
WWE nigga, those prices have went up since the release. So like I can
Mm.
tell you, she's
And
good.
she
You know what
dropped it
I'm
like, "Yep, guys, I'm out. It's all good." And the page is still up. So go ahead, have at it. And I'm sure she's
Go ahead,
making
make
bank.
my day.
Yeah, she's been NXT Women's Champion for 413 days. She's accomplished a lot. She's like, all right, move on to my next career. Yeah, man, more power to her.
All right, next. So since we spoke about NXT, let's go ahead and rap about what we had to talk about with that. So you watched Deadline. What did you have to say about the pay per view? What did you have to say
Um, I
about?
really, I really like the Iron Survivor Challenge. Honestly, I think it's a great way to showcase new talent. Like just
Yep.
like I like the breakout tournament for the same reasons, but in one match you get to see like these guys come in and out and get their spots and get their shit off and multiple falls and all that stuff. The men stole the show. Like I watched it, they killed it. They used the rules of the match actively, like by it played into the action of the match. So I appreciated that. Austin Waller came in, got two pins right away, like the heel that he is. A lot of people are campaigning for him to be the next champion because he's like a heel he's the heel champion we need. Apparently, we'll see. But he won the match. Shout out to Austin Waller. He's been putting in that work over the past year.
Grayson Waller, nigga, you trying to make him Austin Theory?
Grayson Waller, excuse me, Grayson Waller. I call him Kangaroo Jack, but Grayson Waller, he's the guy who won it. I wanted Carmelo to pull it off the victory because I think Carmelo and Braun is what I've been waiting for. But maybe they're waiting for WrestleMania weekend and for that match. I think that would be awesome to see Braun and Carmelo WrestleMania weekend. Those have been the two biggest stars in NXT over the past year, so it makes sense. Going forward, any comments for you on that match? Because I enjoyed it thoroughly. It was a match of the night, one of the bangers of the week.
What was one of the bangers of the week?
That men's deadline.
Oh,
The Iron Survivor match. Excuse me.
I mean, it was definitely a great match. It was a banger. I like how they really didn't give a fuck about JD McDonough, the number one stunner. You know what I'm saying? They
I like Axiom. Axiom showed some shit like he has a mask and all, but he showed that he has like a toughness about him. And
yeah.
that's what I liked about Axiom was that he wasn't just taking no shit and doing flips. He actually it plays into the way he fights his like gimmick. So I was like, oh snap, like it actually works. I think it's working for him. So I thought that was cool. The women's Iron Survivor match was also well. I think that Kiana James showed out, even though she didn't get no falls. And
Kiana James is definitely one of them ones.
she's agile, she's athletic. Can't wait to see where she goes with this.
And, she, and she's a straight prodigy, straight product. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay,
she's a I have no experience in the business until I got here
to the PC,
worker.
got it. Okay, she's doing her thing. Her and Sol Ruka, who on Level Up, she's doing her thing too. Sol Ruka hit a move that I thought was kind of ill, that has been getting a lot of love. But
Yeah,
the women's
yeah.
division is developing in NXT, and I'm feeling it. And I'm now Roxanne, Perez, women's champion. We get to see that be utilized and like see where the matches go. As far as the match quality, I think can be taken up a notch, and we get to see some people develop because Mandy Rose not holding it hostage, and that's one of the bright sides of that reign coming to an end, in my opinion. Even though she did her thing, um, and Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, Isla Dawn, good match, man. Both of them, I think, did a great job. So shout out to them as well. Main event, didn't care for it as much. Like this whole thing they're doing Apollo, I think that they did a good job. Don't get me wrong, but the character work with Apollo is not working for me. Like this camera angles that they use with him and to make him look crazy, like he's going to like a new like dimension in his mind or some shit is like corny. And then he loses the match like right away, right after that shit. So it's like, what's the
Well,
point?
you know what the point is. A lot of people are saying Braun is getting a little more generic. You know what I'm saying? And so,
It was like he was fighting himself. Like they were doing a lot of the same shit.
which I think was the story that they were trying to tell. You know what I'm saying? I think they were just trying to tell that Apollo sees a lot of himself in Braun, but the only thing he don't see is the NXT title. You know what I'm saying? And Braun sees a lot of himself in Apollo, but what he don't see is a nigga that like, really put the work in and the grind and to show niggas that he was. And again, you know what I'm saying? Apollo like, yo, I get, the a lot, and it's only too many times a nigga can say you got your, it's only too many times that I'm gonna be able to pay attention to the story of you got your name because of your daddy. You know what I'm saying? Because like, bruh, nah, I got my name because like, look at me, I'm a fucking genetic freak. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, no, I get it. Like, I'm a Steiner, yeah, but like, nigga, Ashley was motherfucking working at a goddamn CrossFit training center, nigga. Like nobody was like, you got, you know what I mean? Like how many times you gonna hear about this Ric Flair, yo daddy shit? Like, nah, bitch, like I'm really out here working, ho. You know what I'm saying? Like I really became this superior genetic freak in this motherfucker, nigga. Like you not just gonna blame that shit on my daddy, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So Apollo couldn't come at him like that and be like, you me, but you ain't got my daddy. And that nigga Braun could have been like, yeah, nigga, I'm not African royalty. Duh. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had to play D1 football. Motherfucker. Like, like,
Listen, man.
nigga, my uncle don't know math, bitch. Like, what you talking about?
Neither do I. Man, shit, man. I don't know where we're going with this. Man, I don't know what they're doing, man, with the main title in NXT this week on NXT. I think his next challenger is who is that again? Did you see NXT? The guy who came out to challenge him.
Challenge who, Braun?
Uh-huh.
It's Grayson Waller, nigga.
Oh yeah. sorry,
Oh,
sorry. So yeah, Grayson Waller will be the next up to challenge him.
This nigga said, "Did you see the nigga?" Yeah, I saw the nigga. We just talked about him. You called him Austin and Kangaroo Jack. So clearly, you don't give a fuck about this nigga either.
Oh
Let's
my
move.
god.
Let's move on,
Yo,
nigga.
let's move on.
End
Yeah,
the
let's move
show with
on.
AEW, my nigga.
Uh,
Hold
yo,
on.
man.
Before we get to AEW, I know we talked about a pre-show. I wanted to move to kind of to move the show along. before we get to either AEW or Raw or however we gonna get to it, let's get this business and logic shit out the way one time down because we kind of already been having a little bit of ebbs and flow of serious talking and jokes and shit like that in between. So let's just talk about the potentials of or the talks of Vince McMahon waiting for the allegations to die down to come back, only for two allegations to pop back in. Like, if you don't sit your fucking dumb ass down, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, the business is definitely doing pretty good without you, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And like, I
Vince,
know you,
give it a rest.
bruh.
Oh my god,
Sit down, nigga.
that was the
Sit
worst news I
down.
heard all week. Like Vince coming back, I'm like, yo, it's been so watchable, week after week after week. Like, and that's all I can say. It's been watchable without you, bro. Like, it just leave this shit to Trips. She's doing great. Leave it to Stephanie and Nick on the business side. They're doing great. They're making freaking buy rates up to the moon. Like, they're selling out arenas overseas. Like, let them cook, bro. Let them fucking cook. And two more allegations come up, bro. It's not a good look. And if he does come back, it's gonna be problems. I'll tell you right now, the climate is not ready for that. No one wants
And
this.
I don't think necessarily the climate of him returning is necessary. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
not. Like, it's one thing if they
I
weren't
don't,
doing well, like, but they're killing it right now.
yeah. So
You can't
I
tell me
think,
that Bray will be back here doing his thing, or LA Knight will be, getting love like this if Vince was here. You can't tell me that we would have this Sammy and Roman stuff going on with the bloodline, like, to the degree that they are, and that the War Games coming back. All this shit was popping because I don't think Vince would have gone this route. I think he would have gone with the same old Survivor Series, Raw versus SmackDown, and then Brock Lesnar would have came and had won the title. I don't know what he would have done, but it's not. You don't need it, whatever it is. So business and logic wise, creatively, I know it's not the business side of things, but business wise, think about it. Just from the business standpoint, you are currently under investigation, and there are allegations on you. While you have maybe the rate of your stock would not have dropped if you stayed, and maybe that's what he's talking about. But if you do come back and you're going under this investigation, the ratings will fall, and that will potentially affect the stock market as well. Right now, they're up 0.14 in the stock market. It's selling at 73.78 USD. Don't come back. You're good.
um, damn, we forgot to talk about um Hit Row
Okay.
being number one contenders for the
Did
Usos.
you see Top Dollar's dive?
He said his leg went out.
Shit.
But he said, "Thank." He literally just tweeted, "Shout out, God. One of my legs gave out on a jump, but I'm good. Thankfully, already been checked out."
Okay, good. All right, yeah. Shout out to Top Dollar. Throwing caution to the wind. You don't need to do that, boy, big boy. Take it easy. But I want to see you face the Usos and see y'all get a rub. So it's good to see them in a spot like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be excellent, excellent. Oh yeah, they showing a replay right now. Oh my gosh, yeah, that dive was crazy.
Yeah, I saw a
That
live.
dive
I'm like,
was
oh shit.
like just watching it. And Zia Lee, what the fuck's going on with that? Before we leave out of there, you know
Yeah,
what
she
I'm
came out there with a hoodie, kicked Tegan Knox in the face during that tag match earlier on the night. I knew that ass from anywhere. That was Riley. She be posting some real nice pictures. That's it. Yeah, and then they just like, yeah, it's going crazy on social media that it's Xylee. I'm like, yeah, we know who that is. They didn't even address it on air. They had to address it because pretty much we knew, you know.
Oh man, we going to Raw AEW.
Oh, uh, AEW.
All right.
I thought you created nothing.
Nah. Well, with AEW, I think for the most part, we do want to give a shout out to Ring of Honor Final Battle. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. You know what I'm saying? Like that card was really up and down like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to
uh,
give.
I had a
Go
good
ahead.
time watching it, man. I did. Um, I stopped watching after the dog collar match though. So like that was me. I was like, all right, I'm good. So I didn't get to see Samoa Joe and Juice. I didn't get to see Cesaro and the Ocho because I already saw it by the time they actually watched the show, people already were posting what happened and shit. So but to actually watch the match of the dog collar match, which was an innovative first ever tag team dog collar match, I'd never seen that before. It was awesome, man. These two tag teams have put on banger after banger after banger, match of the year candidates after one after another, and will go down as one of the best tag team feuds in a very long time. Low key, Briscoes and FTR, hats off to y'all. Y'all are freaking legends, bro. Like this is something that I will remember personally because all the matches hit. And I love tag team wrestling when you can say, "Yo, there's an angle." I wish they put it this way. I wish the Briscoes could be on AEW. I wish the Briscoes can actually be on TV. Apparently, they have some kind of um, there's some reason why they can't be on TV because I forget the exact reason. I don't. Let me look it up. But they can't be on AEW television, and I wish they built the angle properly. But that's the only downside to this feud they had. This is one of the best tag team feuds of the year, if not the best.
It is the. It is the best. I will say this: FTR low key is probably the best tag team in the business. Um,
Mm.
even even though
PWI has something to say about that.
I mean I understand, but to be honest, um, it's not really a debate. You know what I'm saying? Like
It is.
they
I
want to
think it
call.
absolutely is a debate.
My niggas went to three different countries, because North America is in our continent, or Mexico is in North America. So like,
So do the Usos.
no, okay, all right, never mind, never, never mind, never mind. I don't. It's not. I don't want to. It's no
All right,
point.
we don't
It's
got to talk
too.
about it. We don't got to talk about it. It's all good. Go
It's.
ahead.
I mean, because of. I mean, the Usos is like, yeah, because like you say, the comment that you made against Sasha, yeah, you go to Japan when we fucking tell you to go to Japan. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the Usos go to Germany when we fucking schedule you to go to Germany, but literally. FTR went to Japan, grabbed the titles, went to Mexico, grabbed the titles, I put the Briscoes on them. Like,
We can get into this
talk
more in 2 weeks when we do our tag team of the year. But I'll say this: what is the difference between wrestling on your own in the Indies and going around the world, or being in WWE? You're still
the
wrestling
comp
matches. You're still
the comp
traveling. You
the comp it's the why Chidi is the fucking
no
competition. Okay,
the competition. So the
yes,
WWE
brother. Like
competition ain't it ain't
I
nothing.
wrestled a New Day in Birmingham, Alabama, and I wrestled a New Day in fucking Germany. That's not the same competition of I wrestled fucking Toshihiro, whatever the fuck them niggas call them. I don't know what the fuck. You know what I'm saying? I wrestled them niggas in Japan, and I wrestled fucking Viking Mo and fucking El Rebro and wherever the fucking AAA, nigga. And yeah, I'm being disrespectful, but fucking I'm late and I'm high and I'm drunk, so that's what it is. And y'all call me niggas and pedo and all types of shit like that when y'all see me. So fuck y'all niggas too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so the Jay Briscoe and them, they can't be on TV because of the homophobic statements they made on Twitter back in 2013, which they have apologized for. they gotta let these guys back on TV, man.
Nah,
Yeah,
nigga. I mean, listen. The Briscoes wore that Confederate flag too, cause like them niggas not really on the right side of history with a lot of things outside of wrestling, my nigga. So like, I
yo,
hear what you saying, but I hear what other people is
yeah,
saying. You
actually,
know what I'm
actually,
saying? Like,
yeah. But anyways, great match of the night. Alongside another match, I want to give some props to Daniel Garcia and Willa Yuta. Both have really made a mark for themselves with this pure title feud.
yo, I'm with Dave
Another one of
Garcia.
the
I don't want to see that shit again, ever. No, I don't want to see it again.
yo. But time out. Don't do that. Don't disrespect them, and don't disrespect Yuta. Yuta has increased tremendously as as a wrestler. I'm telling you, man. Give me a chance. Yo, listen. Because of these two men going back and forth with this pure championship, they're making a name for this championship on television, means more than anything. And they've told a different story in all these matches. In the last match, Daniel Garcia got, he exhausted his rope breaks and all this stuff, was able to still pull out the victory over in Buffalo, become champion. This match, Daniel Garcia had a strategy to force Yuta to use all of his rope breaks. He did submission moves within the ropes, and he did a surfboard move within the ropes that was kind of crazy. It was ill. I'd never seen it before. Great maneuvers, move for move, and you'd end up knocking him out with elbows eventually. I think he honestly, I'm not sure if he was going to win that match, but I think honestly he deserves the championship as far as his work he's putting in the ring. Daniel Garcia might not need it because I think he's a bigger star potentially. I think he can move past it, but I think that Yuta definitely needs the pure championship.
It's no thing behind it, Chidi. That's why they did it. You know what
What
I'm
you say?
saying? Like that, and that's why I said there's no think behind you. I mean, behind it. That's why they did it. I think that's why. And again, that's why I'm with Daniel Garcia and what he say. Like, I feel him when like
He's
I
like he
don't
doesn't
ever
want to have
want
a
to see
pure
a pure.
championship. He want to see Yuta again
I don't
because
want
he's
to
a
have a
sports
pure
entertainer.
championship match. I don't want not even. I just feel like that pure championship and Wheeler Yuta pigeonholed Daniel Garcia to where he couldn't grow. Now I feel like what you're saying is that he helped solidify something, he helped submit something, he helped
Mhm.
put something on the map because again, he told a great story of being a professional wrestler and growing up, and his favorite wrestler was Brian Danielson, and where Yuta was under the tutelage of Brian Danielson, and
Uh-huh.
pure wrestling and the lineage of that title. All of it makes sense. All of it I was invested in, honestly. But it was the third match, right? They had a trilogy. That's usually what happens, and by the third time, like you get fatigued. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
I
I
think
think it doesn't go without being. I don't think it needs to be said that we don't need to see this again. Like I think that that's cool. Like I mean, but the matches were great. They were good matches, and I think the style of pure wrestling was revitalized with this because I didn't know much about it. I've seen it a couple times in TNA where they had pure wrestling matches over there where Grisham was defending it, and I thought the concept was great. But to see them now continue to evolve it and see how the different matches can play out certain ways, and it does add, like I could say, adds that tension to a match when you have judging if they go to a draw. You can knock them out, and there's also rope breaks but you can only have three of them. So listen, we exhaust all of them, and they put you in submission. You're either going to tap or you have to figure out a way out of it. The matches are different, So shout out to those guys. Want to give them some props. Shout out to Athena, new ROH Women's Champion. Another great performance. Curious to see where she goes with this too. I think it's perfect for her.
well, to continue the theme of AEW, I want to talk about winter's coming, and woo, the most important thing that happened at winter's coming was Ricky Starks MJF to me. Um, to kind of like put a bow on what ROH and again, Claudio is the new Ring of Honor World Heavyweight title to champion. He took it off of Chris Jericho. Can't disrespect the main title of our ROH
was the show. It wasn't AEW. It was ROH. It was Ring of Honor. They are their own umbrella. They have their own titles. So I have to not disrespect.
Not disrespect,
Before,
but we all know what the fuck is going on. Like,
exactly. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, just how we do Raw, SmackDown, we give NXT they props. You know what I'm saying? So we
I
giving
got you.
ROH they props. You know what I'm saying? So before we get out of ROH, final battle. Shout out to Claudio. Shout out to the Briscoes, 13-time World Tag Team Champions. They did take it off for the FTR, like you say, Match of the Year candidate. If you have not watched that match, please go check that out. It's wherever you can find your scale
Violence.
matches. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, cause everybody not paying for this shit. You did. Um, I would say that AEW is in a situation where I love where they're going with Jade and Red Velvet. I love what they're doing
Mhm.
with Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker and Karashida. I love what they're doing with
Straight up.
Swerve and Keith Lee. I think that's gonna be pretty interesting.
Yo, that was
And
awesome. Swerve did his thing
yeah,
in that match, yo. And if I were Swerve, I would have walked out on him too, man. That dude did too much. He's just too much, man. Keith Lee's been. I'm looking at Keith Lee like he's the heel on this shit. he snuffed him. Like it was too many miscommunications. He's walked out on him in the past. They were beating the hell out of Swerve throughout the match. I'm like, yo, Swerve, you did the right thing. And Swerve was put on the show in that match. But they also showed that Keith Lee is that dude. He still pulled out the victory by himself, which is awesome.
that nigga.
Mm-hmm.
So again, so I can't wait to see that. But again, I wanted to Ricky and MJF kind of disappointed me a little bit.
Really? Okay. What'd you expect?
Match quality. I thought Ricky was gonna work a little bit differently. I thought Ricky was not gonna get
Outsmarted, outthought, right? He's the 11-year vet. You know what I'm saying? I thought Ricky was going to take him to town, and MJF really had to find his way to get the win. I thought of every
He
chance
did.
that Ricky. No,
He
okay.
had to like Ricky was getting momentum. He had to low blow him and cheat.
I know, but I mean, MJF
Right.
pretty much dominated the whole match as well, too. You know what I'm saying? So like, MJF really didn't even need the low blow. He just did that to end the night so he can get to the club on time. You know what I'm saying? Like he was beat. Like Ricky got
That's not how
Ricky.
I
Ricky
saw it.
got.
That's not how I saw it. But I feel hey, if that's what you saw, cool.
I mean, I mean, like, yes, Ricky had his momentum, and you know what I'm saying. Like
Uh-huh.
Ricky did his. Ricky had shine and everything like that, but like
The crowd was invested.
he didn't show that he was the 11-year vet, and he didn't stump a hole in MJF. That so like he didn't show that he was ready for the moment, right?
Wow.
I'm walking out of here as the champion, and like I didn't see enough urgency. I didn't see enough near falls. I didn't see enough like this is my only chance to have like football analogy, right? Eric Marino only went to one Super Bowl, my nigga. He played that one Super Bowl like I'll be back. You ain't go back. You know what I'm saying? Like Joe Namath for the Jets. Them niggas only won that one. Talking about we gonna
Guaranteed
go
it
back.
too.
You know,
He only needs
right?
that one.
But if this is what I'm saying. You guarantee it, and then you go out there and you play like it, right? You see what I'm saying? You don't go out, you don't guarantee it, and don't go out there and niggas can't call you Broadway Ricky, my nigga. You ain't go out there and put a layout on the line. You know
Well, he
what I'm
got
saying?
time.
Like
He's still growing. And I thought he did for where he's at right now. I thought it was a good match. I thought it was a good showing. I thought it was like I was really
well,
proud
where
of both
is
of
he
them.
at? Where is he at? Like let's
Right
I
now,
mean,
he's an
like, and I
upper
don't
mid
want to stay
carder.
here too long.
Right now, he's
He's
an
a
upper mid carder. Mhm.
my thing is that you can't highlight Darby Allin more than you highlight Ricky Starks. I'm sorry. Like
Oh,
I think
maybe
I
maybe they
now
won't anymore.
what I do feel when we talk about marketability, right? You can sell Darby more than you can sell Ricky. So I can understand that. You know what I mean? But like when you talk about he's an upper mid carder, I'm like, damn, cuz like then don't put him in the spot. Then you know what I mean. Don't put him in the spot if he can't without a shadow of a doubt solidify himself not being an upper mid carder. You dig? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we
I enjoyed the
for
match thoroughly. I get what you're saying right now. It doesn't connect to me because I looked at it from beginning to end that he showed that he was on his level. He showed that he was on MJF's level. They had a good match. MJF was about to lose that shit, and then he had to sneak a low blow in, and that
my
caused
nigga
him to
tried
get the
3
victory.
times to get him up for the Renshambo and couldn't get him up because why? You know what I'm saying? Like the story of the match was like he was working on was he working on an arm? Yeah, he was working on an arm. Cool. He was working on the back. Right. Okay, he did the spear, hurt the shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Cool. But like what is your end game, right? And I hear what you're saying. I'm not being overly. I'm not trying to be overly critical. I'm just trying to. If Ricky's not going to be the guy, and this is his only chance, he didn't give it to me like it was his only chance.
I hear you.
You know
I
what
hear
I'm
you.
saying? Like,
I mean, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, I don't think that it was all on the line for where it. Like, yeah, MJF was on the close of losing it, but MJF was like, yeah, because any 3 seconds is just like a knockout punch. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it wasn't the fact that he got outclassed, outboxed, outthought. Like, it wasn't none of that. It was just the fact that
They could
like
have done it. They could have took it another
you know what I'm
gear. Put it
saying?
that
Like,
way,
yeah,
where it's like, okay, fever pitch, Ricky might pull this off because he's having multiple near falls and all that stuff. But I thought he
yes,
did it. I thought the match was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
yeah, yeah. But I won't. You know, I think I was about to say I'm not gonna nitpick too much, but I think I nitpicked a lot. So
Other than that, anything else from what they're coming that you needed hit on?
no, man. I think that was because I was really hyped. I knew Ricky wasn't gonna win, but I really wanted him to have. I really wanted everybody to be like, now he still has a chance, right? Because of how he lost. But I wanted everybody to be like, nah, nigga, you showed like that. I wanted that to be the star making moment, even though MJF's not the worker, but I wanted Ricky to be that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not counting on MJF to be that. I'm looking at Rick, and I get it. Rocky wasn't a worker, right? Rocky had the charisma, Rocky had the whatever the case may be. And I get Ricky's probably going that same route, but at the same time, like I think he had a good match. It was a good match. I just wanted me to believe more. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
got you.
saying? I wanted me to believe more. You know what I'm saying? So, that's it for AEW. You know, we
That's it.
went.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm watching Rampage right now, but I'm not really paying too much attention. But it looked like it's one of them ones that we don't gotta pay attention to.
Okay. Speaking of Rampage, John Moxley, Takeshita, great match last week on Rampage. Want to shout out that. So
Now
good job.
again, making me believe, right? I believe. He laid it all on the line,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah, and I thought he could have got one off Moxley, downhill spiral for Moxley, blase, and like, nah, I'm Moxley, I beat his ass. So like that's an example of putting it all on the
Okay.
line, and still losing. You know
I
what I'm
get what
saying?
you're saying, and I think that Ricky Starks has more in the tank, and we'll see more of him. I just don't think that for MJF's first match defense, we I don't think that it was bad or I thought I was actually very entertained. Like me personally, I was very
I'm
entertained.
not saying that.
Like
Not saying
and
that.
that's I didn't so I so the angle you're taking with it, I didn't see that, but I respect your opinion absolutely. But we'll see where we can start from go from there. You could have gone another gear, absolutely. Um, anything from Raw? I know Bobby Lashley got fired. Where does he go from here?
He's not fired according to the statement put out by Adam Pierce. You know what I'm saying? He got ahead of himself.
Okay.
Uh it ain't Vince that made the call, so we knew it was Trips. Hey nigga, what the fuck you doing? Right, you know what I'm saying? But just it's kayfabe, right? We know, like, hey, he got a little ahead of himself type shit, and I get it. I don't mind that, right? I don't mind the fact that they've been setting up the fact that they need to get Bobby off of the United States title trail, but they can't really do so without having him lose cleanly. Like they already did they already did the finish in the triple threat, right? They already did that, but Bobby still wants blood. You know what I'm saying? And even with Bobby wanting blood, like he's not, and then when you with rage filled, you don't really necessarily pay attention to what you're saying. And Adam Pierce is like, hey, if your beef is with him, my nigga, then only put your hands on him, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like you like, I need you to reel it in and like only focus your anger on him. And Bobby ain't really been able to do so. So I get what's
Bobby's
going
wrestled everybody on that fucking roster. There's like nowhere for him to go other than he'll win the Royal Rumble, not win the Royal Rumble, but like go to Royal Rumble and attempt to win it and possibly, or possibly face Brock at the Royal Rumble in a winner. Finally, a what do you call it, a what the fuck
I
they
mean,
call it
we
again?
are. I mean,
Rubber
we already
match.
booked it. We already booked it. Is Brock
Yeah,
is Brock Bobby at WrestleMania? Um,
WrestleMania. Okay, because people were
yeah.
saying Gunther, but Brock at WrestleMania.
I would say this. Gunther and Cena makes more sense at WrestleMania.
I like that.
I think Bobby Brock again. If we talking about because everything we say usually happens anyway. I say Bobby eliminates Brock in the Rumble, right? Or Brock eliminates Bobby in the Rumble,
Yeah,
or they eliminate each other. The behemoths type shit go over
yeah.
and they brawl all the way to the back and they eliminate each other. And then for that point, you just say like, look, man,
If Bobby can beat Brock at WrestleMania, that's a statement victory for him.
yeah,
So I'm down with that.
yeah. I think that's very necessary. But I think in the meantime, right? I think you give Bobby a little bit of right. We talk about between now, right, and the Rumble. I think you do give Bobby a little bit of breather, right? You let him blow off with Seth because I think they just have really great chemistry. Seth necessarily, is going to be Theory's opponent, right? So Seth ultimately doesn't need to win against Bobby because he doesn't need momentum because he's going to lose to Theory. Like we already know the trajectory of this, right? But I do think if you send Bobby on a high, right, where he just gets his hands on Seth Rollins, destroy Seth Rollins, is not for number one contendership, it's not for anything, it's just straight on for me to beat your ass and get that out his system. I think you let him kind of simmer, chill. He can be considered a threat for the Rumble. Brock shows up. He's a threat for the Rumble. Bobby squares off in the Rumble. They eliminate each other in the Rumble. And you tell that story all the way to Mania. And
Okay.
then after that, you got Bobby. And if you have, we talk about now, we get a situation where, where it's between, Bray has to be in line. Bobby has to be aligned. Bobby and Bray can be something that can be something nice. But if Bray's going to be on SmackDown, we got Bobby and Cody. Bobby and Cody would be something nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
If we
after
got Roman,
WrestleMania, we got a lot.
we got Roman
Yeah.
completely out the way. We got a title on fucking on Raw now, and we got realistic, person that can defend it every week, or not every week, but just be present. And Bobby has got SummerSlam. Cody and Bobby is great.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like Cody and Bobby is great at SummerSlam. You know what I'm saying?
It
Like I
is. I
think
think that Cody and Bobby will be cool going forward. But as of right now, without Brock on TV, you gotta kind of sit him on ice because there's like I don't want to see him and Seth do shit. Honestly, I don't want to see him and Seth do. So him being fired, fine. Maybe suspended for a couple of weeks, and then we get him to return and say, "Listen, I'm coming in the Royal Rumble. I'm going to win it, and I'm going after the Tribal Chief." I got my cooled off. Now I got refocused and redetermined to win the Royal Rumble. I think over the next couple of weeks, we've seen him face Seth, we've seen him face Austin Theory, we've seen him face everybody on that goddamn roster, and he whooped everybody. So at this point, it's like you just sit him on the side for line for a little bit, and until the Royal Rumble comes, and then you can get that culmination of Brock in the meantime. Um, Bobby has a lot of potential matchups, whether it be Cody, Bray, Roman, over the next year that I would like to see. But we got to get through, the next month to Royal Rumble,
Well,
which is at the end
I
of the
can't
month.
see this though. I can't see this. Bobby has whooped everybody except Theory. Theory needs a signature win. Can Theory build his legacy by knocking off Seth and Bobby? Does that hurt for Bobby to lose to the young gun?
Because see, it's how, like I think it's how. I think that if Bobby's in pursuit of the United States Championship by any means necessary, you're gonna go through anybody to get it. Yeah, you can set it up that way, but his over eagerness and rage should be his demise, or maybe just Brock or his obsession with Brock. Brock's music hits. Theory not necessarily rolls him up, but he causes him
No,
to
but I
get
think
an
Theory. I
advantage.
think Barry. This is what I'm saying. Booking this, right? Booking Black, right? So we here. We haven't done this in a while, but this is we won't stay here long. But I think this is what happens. You brought it up. Bobby gets through Seth because I said Seth. We already know Seth and Austin Theory is something, right? Seth and Austin Theory can be at the Rumble, right? We can book that at the Rumble. We say we need something in a month's time. Bobby gets rid of Seth, puts Seth out of commission for a little bit, gives Seth a couple of times, and as Theory talks shit and is like, I have no challengers, Bobby's a challenger. Okay, I ain't wrestling you right now. I'll wrestle you next week, whatever the case may be. Theory thinks of a game plan and he knows that Bobby is a rage-filled bull. And if he puts a referee in front of him, or he puts an executive in front of him, if he plays Brock music, like Bobby's gonna, where is he? Where is he? You know what I'm saying? He can go after the knee, he can go after the ankle, he can, whatever the case may be, and take control of the match to like really make Bobby a wounded animal, because that's what we want. That's what I want to see Theory. Theory has to wound an animal and then he has to put on his fucking fur. You dig? And Bobby's good enough to where he can shed some skin. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't think he can shed enough skin unless you are literally saying he's going to because he can't beat him like clean. Put it that way. It can't be even outsmarting Bobby.
No, it's gonna be dirty. It's gonna be dirty.
Yeah,
it's gonna be. He's gonna use his rage. It's gonna be. But he has to clip him though. He got to clip him. He got to clip. He got to clip him. Got to go after the leg. Go after the calf. And he got to go onto the brink of disqualification. By you or let's say this. Austin Theory know he can only lose the title on pinfall submission. Takes the chair to the knee or some shit. Take the chair to the and just like, I'm done. I'm done. We're done. And just take a chair to him like, I'm done type shit. And Bobby can understand, like, I done beat enough niggas' asses, you know what I'm saying? I'll come back for you, young fella.
Let him win by countdown. I'm cool with it. Bobby cannot be weakened before he goes to Brock. It could be like a count out or something, but he can't like get pinned by he has to be something like that. He can't get pinned.
Okay.
Going to face Brock,
Okay. Chidi has spoken.
Or if he gets disqualified, Bobby can be disqualified. But yeah, we can see that. I mean, that's how you can get him like simmering until you get to Brock and go towards WrestleMania.
There it is, Booking Black, Bobby. You know what I'm saying? It's Bobby.
Now, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, has unfollowed Black Adam and Warner Brothers Media on social media. So I don't know what's going on with the franchise, by the way, but it looks like DZ's is in for a shakeup. No more Superman, no more Black Adam. It looks like, but
no more Wonder Woman, no Batgirl.
They just like, let's throw this in the trash. We're starting all over. So we'll see what goes on with that. But that's a little tidbit.
That means my nigga needs a check. So look for him at WrestleMania.
Word up, man. Word
Look
up,
what
man.
money make a bitch do, my
Yes,
nigga.
in Hollywood, bro. We gotta be there.
Oh,
Man,
shit.
we gotta figure that one out. But I think that's all we got, man.
That's
For
all we
week.
got, man. Thank
We're
y'all
here
for
for an
tuning in,
hour,
man.
almost 2 hours, talking wrestling on a Friday night. It is
Come on.
12:23 in the morning. So, love you guys. All the wrestling, all is
Shout
love.
out to you not having to go to work in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I don't have to work in the morning because
sleep in. You know
we're
what I'm
sleeping in.
saying?
Yeah,
My
about that this
nigga.
now.
Come on.
But we'll be back next week. Hopefully, the right time, right place. You'll see us. We'll announce it somewhere. We'll be hopefully it's Thursdays at 4:20. But now that things are in flux, we might be shifting some things. But we'll be in touch. All is love. Everything is wrestling.
Might have a new schedule for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all stay tuned.
Everything is wrestling. EIWshop.com. Buy a hoodie. Enjoy it. Happy holidays. And we'll be back next week. And in 2 weeks, it's the Blackies. So we're going to give our awards and nominees for best tag team, best male artist, best superstar, female superstar, all types of stuff. So tune in 2 weeks for that.
The Most High Award. Stay tuned. Peace.